There are places that, no matter how much you look at them and learn about them, will always continue to amaze you. This city is like this, which for 800 years has given something to talk about to anyone who has the opportunity to visit it. So without further ado, here is everything you need to know about Angkor Wat. The origin of Angkor, the monumental archaeological complex located in present-day Cambodia, is deeply intertwined with the history of the Khmer Empire, which dominated the region from the 9th to the 15th century. This site, one of the most important places in the ancient world, served as the capital and spiritual heart of the empire at its peak. The development of Angkor as a center of Khmer power began in the 9th century, under the reign of Jayavarman II, who is considered the founder of the Khmer Empire. In 802 AD, Jayavarman II declared himself Devaraja, something like a god and king at the same time, in a ceremony held at Phnom Kulen, marking the start of the empire's construction. This symbolic act not only established his divine authority but also laid the foundations for the development of Angkor as the political, religious, and administrative center of the kingdom. The complex is known for its magnificent towers, extensive galleries, and precise landscapes that narrate episodes of Hindu and Buddhist mythology, as well as the history of the Khmer Empire. If you are enjoying the video, please help us giving us a like, so that the algorithm recommends it to more people. Thank you so much. Over the following centuries, various Khmer kings continued to expand and embellish Angkor, building several temples and monuments and improving the area's infrastructure. The city came to have around 1 million inhabitants, making it one of the largest cities in the world. This period saw the construction of some of Angkor's most impressive and enduring monuments, including the most famous and important temple of Angkor Wat. Initially, Angkor Wat functioned as an important Hinduism center, serving both as a temple for divine worship and a symbolic mausoleum for Suryavarman II, although historians are not entirely sure of this. The temple was a pilgrimage site and religious ceremonies dedicated to the god Vishnu, the blue Hindu god with snakes. But from the late 12th century and especially during the following period under the reign of Jayavarman VII, the kings were not named the same. Jayavarman means victorious protector. The complex experienced a gradual transition to Mahayana Buddhism and, later, to Theravada Buddhism, which became the main religion in Cambodia around the 13th or 14th century. Angkor Wat continued to be an equally important spiritual and pilgrimage center, but now within the Buddhist context, adapting to accommodate Buddhist practices and symbolism. The abandonment of Angkor in the 15th century was due to a combination of factors, including environmental challenges such as climate changes, conflicts, and external pressures, especially from the Siamese and the Vietnamese, as well as the shifting of trade routes. The gradual shift from Hinduism to Buddhism also played a role, as it changed social and religious practices. Additionally, the capital of the empire was moved to Phnom Penh and other cities closer to the Mekong River, a region that offered better commercial and defensive opportunities. All of this caused Angkor to lose importance and shrink over time. The rediscovery of Angkor, and I say rediscovery because it was never fully abandoned, but when Europeans arrived in the 19th century, several temples were taken over by nature, with trees and plants around and on top of them, and many almost collapsed. But others had not been forgotten, and that is why it is a topic of current discussion, as many disagree with calling it a rediscovery. Angkor Wat and the Angkor complex today are attractions for both tourists and researchers. It was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992 and has become world famous. The complex is visited annually by millions of people and is even on the Cambodian flag. The majestic beauty and deep historical and spiritual significance of Angkor Wat make it a must-experience for those visiting Cambodia. For visitors, there are several options to explore Angkor Wat and the other temples. Tours that include an English-speaking guide and transportation can be booked for a comfortable visit. A one-day pass costs $37, a 3-day pass is $62, and a 7-day pass is $72. Now that we've reviewed the history of Angkor, I'll share some interesting facts that I found interesting and also help to better understand the city. If you ever visit the complex, you'll notice that there are many Buddha statues without heads. This is because there was a time when many looters stole things from the temples, like the heads, and sold them for a lot of money. The temple is surrounded by many monkeys everywhere, so if you visit, don't forget to greet them. Their temples were built from stone. The majority of Angkor's structures were actually made of materials such as wood, which have not survived. This means that what we see today is only a small part of what was the ancient city. The Angkor Wat temple was constructed in such a way that the stone was first placed and then carved. This meant that the sculptors had no margin for error in their carving and could not fail. Truly, these guys were masters. Angkor Wat is the largest religious structure in the world, with over 1,000 buildings and 400 acres in size. Angkor Wat was built by 300,000 workers and 6,000 elephants, and it is believed that the construction took just over about 30 years. I could tell you that the name Angkor Wat has a mystical or religious meaning, something very special, but what it really means is the city temple. They were very creative. The temple is oriented to the west, which is unusual for the temples in the region, which generally face east. The west is associated with death, so it is believed that the site was built for funerals or as a tomb. Nowadays, this orientation means that the temple faces the sunset, a popular time to visit it. It baffles me how Angkor Wat is not considered one of the wonders of the world. It is a visually stunning work, rich in history, and the way it was built is hard to believe or imagine, and it's even in a part of the world where there are no wonders of the world. In my opinion, it's more interesting than some of the official 7 wonders. But what do you think? If you liked the video, don't forget to leave your like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. We are Unbordered, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.